Hello everyone, it's Jennifer and thank you for joining me today. We are going to be finishing off this necklace that I started. I didn't want to have you sit through me doing all the wire wrapping, but we're going to come back and finish off two of the sections and then complete the rest of the necklace. And what I have here is I have some of these gorgeous, beautiful orange rondelles as part of the beads by the dozen. And then what I did was I used chain reaction number 6464. And it's gold and had these cream colored or kind of, they're kind of cream but frosted but ivory rondelles. And so what I did was, this is how the chain reaction will come. It'll come with the rondelles all wire wrapped to other additional links of chain. And what I did was I just went in and cut them off and then used them as part of my necklace as beads. And what I did was each section of the chain reaction, what I'm doing is I'm wire wrapping directly onto the chain links and using some of those. I love the finish of these beads. They're just so beautiful. And so I didn't have enough of the smaller rondelles. So I just went, alternated. So what we're going to do is we're going to use, I'm using some 22 gauge German style wire from Beadalon, also available at jessiejamesbeads.com. And what I'm going to do is I like to minimize my waste. So I don't cut pieces off small. Another reason why too is because I buy the wire on a large spool. And I like to keep, I don't want it to come unraveled. And so I always keep it in the little slot. And so I'll just take one round out and then work with that. So what I'm going to do first is go ahead and add my two rondelles. And then I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers and I'm going to make a wrapped loop. And I'm going to go ahead and just give that 90-degree angle bend, just like so. And then I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers and I'm going to come close to the end or to the tip here. And my palm is facing me right now. And so the barrel is up, the two barrels are up and down. And then I'm just going to take that wire and just form it over that top barrel. Okay, so then that's what it looks like. But I need my tail to go out this way. So I need my tail to come out this way. So what I need to do is take my wrist and just rotate it to now where my barrel is side by side, the barrels are. And then I just push that to the back. And then I want to have a lollipop rather than a pea. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up this loop just slightly so that I can get my loop through here so that I can start wire wrapping. And I'm just going to push it through to the end there. And I'm going to come in and just close that off. And then I'm just going to come in and just sit that on top of the loop. So there's my wire. And my wire crossing is not under my chain nose pliers, just the loop. And then I'm going to come in. And you can use your fingers. The 22 gauge isn't that, you can work with it more easily than you can 20 gauge German style wire. But I still go ahead and come in because I feel like I have a little bit more control with that. And then I'm going to go ahead and come into the back and go ahead and give that a little bit of a trim. And then I'm going to tuck in the tail sticking out just a hair, and I'm just going to come in and just tuck that in. And now I have the bottom of my wire wrap loop. Now what I need to do is now wire wrap the top. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and come in and chain those pliers. And I don't want a long neck, so I'm going to come in just at the very tippy tip and give it that 90-degree angle bend, just like we did before. And then I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers at the tip. I try to get about the same spot and then go ahead and form over, hold on to that and rotate my wrist, and then push to the back. And then we want a lollipop. So we have a beautiful, nice little loop there. Let's go ahead and pass this through. Let's get it to go around this side here. Okay, and now I want to come in with the tip of my chain nose pliers. Close that off. And this first, and now I have a nice long tail. So I'm going to go ahead and just use my fingers and get that nice and tight in there. And then I'm going to come around the back and give it a trim, cover that up because I'm going to use that for the last section as well. I have a little something to hold on to here, so I can go ahead and just hold on to that with my fingers. Usually I use my chain nose pliers, my bent chain nose pliers. I want to make sure I get that tucked in, and I did. So now we have one more link to go. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and put that on like so. Actually, I can just go ahead and make my loop now. Come in about an inch down and come in close to the top, to the tip, form over, hold on to that, put my wrist or my palm down, and now I have a nice loop. Open it up a little. We're going to pass it through the little jump ring in there. Close that off. Then we're going to go ahead and put our chain nose pliers just over the loop. And that is small, so I'm going to go ahead and come in with my bent chain nose pliers. And oops, sorry about that. And get that pushed to the back. I'm going to come in and give that a trim. Oh, and I'm missing one of my sections. Let me grab it here real quick. It's in here. Yep. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to add the last section of beads. Okay. I'm going to come in with the tip, give it a 90-degree angle bend, come in close to the tip, wrap that around there, rotate my wrist, push to the back, and get that all centered up. I'm going to open that up a little bit. Go ahead and get this on there. Okay. We'll go ahead and get this closed up. Oops. Put my chain nose pliers, the tip just over the loop there, and then wrap around. I'm going to go around 3 times. As you can see, I let go, not just because it's a small or short tail. I do let go every, I guess, half turn, just because I don't want to snap. I've snapped my head pins before too, and so I don't want them to snap. So I just go, there's no need to rush. Okay, so now I already put a jump ring. I'm using some bead-along jump rings. These are 6mm. They're really good. I try not to use open jump rings on necklaces, but these are really good jump rings, and so I feel really comfortable using open jump rings on the other side. So I just need to find where the split is. We'll get that opened up. Get that attached. And you know what? I think, yep, I'm going to take off. So if you look here, this one doesn't have a little jump ring. It's attaching directly. So I want it to match. I don't know if anybody would ever notice that, but I would. So let's go ahead and get that one little link off. That's just me. Okay, let's put that on there. And then I just have a lobster clasp. You can use any kind of clasp you want. And make sure, see, you hear that lock in? Locks into place. So now we have our little necklace. So cute. Look at those colors. I just love the gold. Let me get very minimal waist by doing it that way. So just a cute little necklace. And to stay on the necklaces, and oh, just want to remind you, I'm using 6464 chain reaction. I cut off the rondelles from their links, and then I'm using the orange beads by the dozen. These are those gorgeous rondelles. Okay, so now let's continue on with making some necklaces. Something else that I just absolutely love from JJB, I love their chains. And we are going to make, I have seen some people that have used this chain and have added additional dangles, longer dangles to their chain, and it just looks absolutely gorgeous. Mine, I already have in mind of what I'm going to be wearing this with. And what I want to do is I want to layer this. It already has gorgeous dangles, and I want to layer it with the JJB paperclip, the paperclip chain. Now, the last I looked, they didn't have the gold. They have the silver, just as gorgeous too. And you can mix metals too. And so I want to layer. So what I'm going to do, this is the paper clip. This was from, I believe this was from summer camp. And speaking of summer camp, you know what's coming up? Beads and blooms. Beads and blooms are coming up. So be sure to jump on over to JJB. I'm going to put a link in the description for the beads and blooms workshop that's coming up, and I cannot wait. What an incredible, amazing lineup of instructors. I think Miss Danielle Wicks is going to be kicking it off the very first night, and I know that who else is in the lineup? I just went ahead and said I'm in. Don't even need to know who the instructors are. But when I heard that it was Danielle Wicks and I believe, I know Wendy Whitman's going to be there. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm just going to not use this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and just trim it off. And because I want it to be right there. So let's go ahead and do that. And I am going to use an open jump ring for the connection. And these are, you can hear them lock in place. And they are just absolutely incredible jump rings. Love them. And let's go ahead and open up this other one for the lobster clasp. So again, super, super easy to put this together. I'm going to go ahead and put it through. Let's see if we can get it through there, because there's a link right there too. So I'm going to go ahead and put it through this one. And then there acts like a little bit of a dangle. So that'll be cute. All right, let's go ahead and close it up. Okay, got it all nice and tidy. And again, this was quick and easy, right? All I did was trim down the chain, and I have a gorgeous necklace. I am going to keep this dangle because you never know what you can use, what I can use it for. So I'm going to trim it off of here. So that'll be cute. Okay, so we're going to save that. All right, so now we have that. Let's go ahead and let's put together our paper clip. And again, I mean, I could make a beautiful, you know, bracelet out of this and add some dangles off of each of them. But for what I want to use it for, and I just want to show you quick and easy. This is quick and easy. You add a jump ring and a lobster clasp. And I have layered necklaces here. So easy, easy, easy. Go ahead and I'll go ahead and put on my lobster clasp and get this closed up. You can hear it lock into place. Okay, let's go here. And I'll have pictures. So probably at the beginning of the video, you'll see what the finished piece looks like. Okay. All right, so now we have our little layer. So this one's going to be just a little bit shorter than that. So cute, huh? All right, so we're going to continue working with this chain. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make an anklet. So now not only am I going to have a necklace and I'm going to have it layered with that gorgeous, gorgeous paper clip chain, I'm also going to have an anklet. How does that sound? And I'm again going to use an open jump ring for the connection, but I am very confident in these bead-along jump rings. They're absolutely incredible. All right. Here we go. See how easy? Let's see, we did 3 projects. Now, granted, I had a lot of the chain reaction necklace. I had that done up, but it doesn't take too long. So these are pretty quick and easy. Very quick and easy. And this would actually make a gorgeous bracelet too. But when I was putting this together and measuring everything out, it looked a little bit too long for a bracelet. And so I thought, oh, I wonder for an anklet, and it was just perfect. So now we have a gorgeous anklet. So we have 3 necklaces, and oops, sorry about that. So we have an anklet. We have our 2 necklaces that we're going to be layering, right? And then we have our other necklace using those gorgeous juicy beads. One other project that I have here is a pair of earrings. Now, if any of you have seen a lot of my other videos, I love these tassels. They're so gorgeous. And I have a tendency to do the same type of pattern with them when I am designing with them. And I think it's just because I love it. It's so gorgeous. And so let me just pull off a strand of this wire. And again, this is 22 gauge. I chose 22 gauge, and you can get this wire from in a smaller spool from Jesse James Beads, and I'll put a link to I'll put a link in the description. All right, so what I'm going to be using is again from the orange bell pepper. I'm going to be using the tassels. These gorgeous. Oh, these might have come from a bead strand. Maybe these came from a bead strand. I can't remember. I feel like maybe these came from the bead strand from the orange starburst, and they might have. Or sunburst, orange sunburst. And then these faceted cube crystals, or square crystals. Then from my own stash, I added a little tiny crystal rondelle in gold, which came from a JJB bead mix. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to make my loop down here at the bottom for my tassel. And I did use quite a large loop. Now, since I have this long piece of wire and I want to minimize my waste, I'm going to go ahead and load on my beads. Okay, so there we go there. We're going to load on like that. Those can fall down to the end. Let's straighten out the wire. Now let's go ahead and get that 90-degree angle bend. And I'm going to come down like a couple of inches just because it's a larger loop that we're making. And so I'm actually going to come down close to the end, about so, and then form around the top barrel. I'm going to hold on to that and then rotate my wrist and then push to the back. And we got that. Okay, so now we have our lollipop. I'm going to open this up a little bit, just like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my tassel and make sure that it fits on there, and it does. So now I'm going to go ahead and come in with my chain nose pliers, close that up a little bit. I'm going to put my pliers over the loop, not where my wires cross, and then I'm going to do 3 loops. And that first one, that first wrap really locks it into place, and then you can continue, and we're going to do 2 more. There was 1, and there's 2, just like so. We're going to come in the back here and give it a little bit of a trim. And then I'm going to just tuck that little tail down just a little so it's not sticking out. Okay, and now to finish it off, I'm just going to do another wrap loop up at the top. And this loop is going this way. So this is my front. So my next loop is going to do the same thing. It's going to go that way. So I'm just going to line that up a little bit. And I don't want a long neck. So I'm going to go ahead and get that 90-degree angle bend. I'm going to come in close to the tip there. Let's see if it's, I don't think I'm having very much of a neck there. Let's go ahead and rotate. And we want our lollipop. Sorry, I was just giving it another little look. Okay, let's lock it into place there. I feel like it's kind of wonky. When you record videos, like for me, I'm probably about, I don't know, probably about 6 inches away from my face, maybe a little bit more. And so it's not where I normally am. Usually my face is down in my projects and I'm got my eyeballs here and I'm just a little bit further away. So sometimes it's a little difficult to see. And like I just see, there we go. Let's get that tucked in. There we go. Just with the tip, so you don't ruin or bust your crystals. Then I'm going to go ahead and open up one of my ear wires. This was this was an ear wire left over from one of the workshops. Again, the workshops are so incredible. So we'll have beads and blooms. We'll have summer camp, winter workshop. All right, so there is our pair of earrings. So we have a pair of earrings. We have our chain reaction necklace. So let's put our earrings up here. Earrings up here. We have our chain reaction necklace. We have our enamel dangle chain. We have this as an anklet. It's got a little bit twisted, but I'll just turn it around. I'll get it back untwisted. We have that, and then we have our paper clip. We have our paper clip chain necklace that we are going to layer with our enamel dangle chain. I'm going to put links to all of this in the description. And from my Design Ambassador Pack from February, this is all I have left. And I am going to use it all. So come back and join me as we figure out what we're going to make with the rest here. So be sure to give this video a huge thumbs up if you like it, and comment. I love to see what everybody has to say, and subscribe. And until next time, have a good one.